Hey everybody, it's Mike Venus La Soul, and I'm back, aka the Maestro, aka Himicus, him. And shout out to Sunny Tunes. I'm subscribed to him. He's building his channel. Respect to him. And he did this video, and the main topic was talking about people stealing beats, or why these artists that's trying to build an independent platform using tactics to steal people's beats offline, either on social media, whatever platform, and then record their vocals and then put it up on digital streaming platforms as their beat. And then they're saying, oh, if it goes viral or it gets the traction that they desire, they'll come back and, try to buy the beat from the person they stole it from and maybe negotiate splits. All right, I'm going to speak from my perspective. First and foremost, it doesn't matter if you are one of the big three. Big three is Universal, Sony, Warner, or if you're independent like myself or anybody else that is part of a label. Stealing is stealing, right? Murder is murder. Adultery is adultery. Fornication, same thing. Illicit sexual acts. And coveting, which all this, the root of it stems back to coveting, right? If you're willing to covet something, regardless of whatever it is, you'll be liable to lie about it, dishonor your ancestors, your parents, yourself, their name, murder someone, and do illicit sexual activities to achieve what you want. And in all, this is how you show love to your neighbor, right? Now, I ain't preaching, I ain't no Christian, but I respect truth, you understand? And I respect people of high moral character and standards. Now, myself, I do not sample copyright music. I understand this because anytime a person produce a song and put it up, that is a property, right? And to go and covet it, to steal, that's what you're doing. You're lying to whoever's believing this is yours. You're murdering that person because you're cutting off their work, right? You're dishonoring your parents. And some of y'all are willing to do this, even to do illicit things sexually for these things not mentioned in this video, but some are. That's low character, bro. You're a base, degenerate person. You're reprobate because you don't know the difference between right or wrong. I don't care, and I'm gonna say this: I don't care if people like my music. I don't do it for them. I do it because I enjoy making music. It's actually what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm very good at it. But I'll put this out there: anybody that had a little notion or idea to steal from me, you're gonna have bad luck. It's not gonna work out for you. Because what I do, I'm striving to have good character above all. When people hear the name Mike Venus, right, they're going to be like, okay, with Mike, we're going to get his best work. He's willing to work hard. You know what I'm saying? Making music is not easy, right? Coming up with lyrics is not easy. on a topic that makes sense and that's musical. Making, melodies, chord progressions, bass lines, drum patterns, creating sounds that will work together to make the song, coming up with an arrangement, mixing, mastering it, and then presenting it, even naming the track is not an easy thing. It doesn't matter how long a person takes to make a track. I can make a track in minutes, seconds, right? Or it can take me some time, maybe a couple days, a week. Maybe I'm working on it for a few months, or maybe a couple years. It does not matter. What matters is that I did it the right way, or strive to do it the right way, and improve upon what I'm doing. And that is why, if you have that type of mindset, you're gonna do well. You're gonna have longevity. People gonna have respect for your name. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna honor your parents regardless if you like them or not, because they're gonna be like, this guy or girl, who if she's producing, is respectful. They must come from a good home. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all dirtbags, you little gremlins on online, that's so desperate. One dude, he was bitching and complaining about, oh, well, it costs so much for me to be an artist. Well, I'm sorry. That's what you sign up to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you sign up to do. So if you want to be an artist, which I have to label myself as an artist when I'm presenting my music, but I'm not trying to be in the front. I ain't trying to be viral, go seen, and be trendy and all that stuff. I'm just making music. But I want to make good music, the best that I can do in the moment, and improve upon what I have made in the past, and even try new things. That's not easy. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I hear you, I feel for you. That's justified. It is not justified. If you don't know my story, bro, like, I started with whatever I had at my disposal. I made probably, my first 28 projects, which I have to still get it, all organized and put it back up. But I made that off of my iPhone using GarageBand because that's all I had at my disposal. At the time, I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have my personal laptop. I didn't have any expensive gear or, the latest groove box or guitar or etc. I just had my phone and I was figuring it out and making stuff that sound musical. That's why I always promote, like, use what you have and build upon that. Whenever, you start getting traction or you're able to save up your money, you invest in your tools. But until then, you make it do what it do. I did a video on that too. I also stress, learn how to write your music. Like, beat making today is by far, should be the most entry level, fundamental, basic thing that anybody who has any access to a DAW, either an iOS app, even a standard groove box, should be able to know how to make a beat. And I mean, like, a beat without even having it arranged out. It could just even starting with making a loop, a 2-bar loop or 1-bar loop. There's so many tutorials, so many a lot of the people who do these type of channels on YouTube or even on Instagram and stuff, you got people, they're not the greatest beat makers, but they are good at teaching on how to use a particular software. There's countless videos on how to even learn how to make or learn a basic chord progression just on social media. And if not, you got plenty of resources where you can go to the library, you can go to a bookstore, you know what I'm saying? Buy a book on chords or, and learn the craft. A lot of people trying to skip and have shortcuts to try to get to the top, but it never pans out for them. And this is a real deal business, bro. I'm talking about the business side. Making music is easy. The business side is a whole nother beast. And you need to know that. Every song, even if I'm posting some shit I did on my iPad onto my YouTube channel, I own that. That video is a copyright. It's a property. You can get sued. It's marked that I made it. I even still have the project on my hard drive or on my computer, on the device I use, or even on my iPad. Yeah. See, it's not really about techniques and what you're doing. What's happening right now is you having a reset, and the main topic that people aren't speaking about is people's character. What you do reveals your character. You know what I'm saying? AI is exposing a lot of people. Look at Suno. Look at Udio. What were they doing? Now, if they built the tool and they went and asked permission and get licensing to be able to train their AI systems, then they wouldn't be in this trouble of getting sued by the big three and getting class act sued by independent artists that they have took their music offline. And you little like sticky finger gremlins think you gonna move around unscathed when they're getting taxed by the big three and by regular people. What you think gonna happen? None of y'all don't even have the bag to even buy a beat, and buying beats is cheaper than ever. The online community, once beat selling happened online, and a lot of people start making type beats and all this stuff, which will be replaced by AI. Believe that. That's where the devaluing of the art, the work has happened. And what you're gonna have these AI platforms who are now forced to do it the right way and license, ask for permission and licensing from independent people who are doing it right, and from the big three and other labels that are attached to the big three or even independent labels. And now they have to compensate. They have to pay those people. They're getting laws passed very quick to shut this little thievery, lustful, immoral practices under control, because these are properties. Just like a house, just like a car, you roll up, you try to, squat on someone's home, you can get in trouble. If you try to steal their car, you can get in trouble. And people can serve big time fines. Big time in prison, not even jail, prison. So all these motherfuckers on here complaining about paying $20. One dude was like, I'm not paying $20 for a beat. It's 20 fucking dollars, bro. You'll spend $20 eating some garbage at your local fast food place, gorging. Take that $20 and invest in that beat. Do good business with that individual. Make your track. It's like $20 to almost $30 now to put your shit up for at least a year on a streaming platform. You know what I'm saying? Or create your own website and put your music on there and have people come there. You got to do it the right way, bro. But I'm glad this is happening because it's going to trim the fat, And now a lot of people going to be forced to do it the right way. Oh, yeah, to even get your shit trained by AI, you have to 100% own your music, so that means you gotta write it, right? You gotta write out the music, right? No sampling, because they ain't even trying to fuck with that, the clearing of samples. Yeah, you gotta own the masters 100%, bro. They're not playing. I saw this shit coming a mile away from years ago, and this is where you gonna have the elite, the cream of the crop, advance just because they have morality and good character, and you're gonna see all these dross, reprobate, try hard, posing, biting, scrub flexing, losers fall off, and you already out of the game. I like that he did this video because he's exposing these people. And that's crazy. To even put your face out there saying, yeah, I will steal your beats. I steal people's beats and I make my music and then I put it up. Trying to finesse the digital the content creator fingerprint. It don't work like that, bro. You see, I didn't say, oh, stock sounds or nothing like that. You can sound design if you want, but even if you're using presets, you still gotta write good music, and you have to write the music. Yeah, they're not playing out here, bro. And like I said, you try to take from me, it's bad luck unto you, bro. And I wish that, because what I do is just. What I'm doing is righteous, and I respect people that do that. Now, if you sampling, which, like I said, it's gonna get really hard out here to be sampling and clearing samples, right? You gonna have to go to that person and you gonna have to pay, bro. They're gonna make it very strict and hard out here to just be, oh, I'm gonna sample. Sampling never gonna die. I understand that, but I do know this: if you are gonna sample, and a person owns that copyright music, you're gonna have to get clearance from them. You're gonna have to credit those people on your work once you clear it, and you're not gonna own that pie. You're gonna own a piece. That little, oh, I'm gonna have a gang of niggas on a track, 20 people touching the beat. Those days gonna be gone. And like I said, we in the era now, making a beat is hella easy, bro. It's hella easy. So if you one of those you one of those artists, you are trying to be an independent entity, and you're not at that level to have a roster of producer or have a producer on your roster, part of your team, that curates the sound for you so that you can, clear your shit and everything, your business is good, then you might want to try, if you got a iPad or an Apple device, you got GarageBand. It's free. Learn how to make a beat. Might not sound the greatest, I understand that, but you got to work at it. You got to work at it, bro. This is work. I know a lot of people, see, that's another thing too. A lot of people try to devalue what people who work in this industry do. Oh, well, I'm gonna I'm gonna have the AI write the song and I'm gonna use this person's voice. No, that's not gonna work either. Oh, I saw one person have an AI avatar and they using Suno and this and that. That person got a deal. I'm gonna do that. Don't you know? Okay, yeah, they pay that person $3 million, and you know what I'm talking about. You can look it up. A couple months back, maybe a year ago, but that person's going to want to sign a pub deal, so that means it's still like a record deal for a producer, but a pub deal's for a producer and or a songwriter, and you're going to have to fulfill your contract. Yeah. It's getting real out here. And watch, I'm glad it's gonna clear out a lot of this noise. People crying about AI gonna be is slop. AI gonna advance real quick when these companies start able to actually get permission and have the willingness to work with people that's actually do this, a lot of you people that rely on these devices, these systems to try to, get an advantage, it's gonna be taken away from you. You gonna still have to pay. What's it saying? You pay where you lay. Yeah, you can still gonna get taxed, bro. So maybe everybody trying to be a rapper, everybody trying to be a beat maker or a producer, you might want to sit down and really contemplate this shit out, because them days of just like, oh, I'm gonna sell a beat, or I'm gonna sell a pack of beats for $10, or buy one get 3 beats free. That shit gonna be gone too. You gotta involve. You gotta be evolving like a Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? You can't be Pikachu. Okay, that's marketing. Pikachu should have been evolved to a Raichu if you watch the show. That nigga's still a Pikachu. Why? Because Pikachu is popular. People like Pikachu. They think Pikachu is cute. You know what I'm saying? And Pikachu was selling. Raichu wasn't selling. So Ash Pikachu did not evolve. And that's a lot of you people. You Pikachu. So be Pikachu when this shit progress and get bigger and bigger. Or you can evolve into something else and keep progressing. The choice is yours. But yeah, before I wrap this up, yeah, you try to either steal my ideas, try to bite, try to steal my music. Bad luck unto you, bro. You gonna go broke. Let me find out, I'm gonna tax you, I'm gonna sue you, and you're gonna lose everything. And hey, some people gotta be born to be an example. What to do and what not to do. So others will learn, hey, you see that person, the memorial of that person? Remember that person that was stealing beats to try to level up? That person's now getting penetrated in the penitentiary because his ass wanted to steal other people's music, their property. Now you're getting violated. Now you getting penetrated. You getting your cheeks stolen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And a lot of y'all ain't built like that. So I think you want to do the right thing and actually learn how to do this. And put some respect on the people that actually do this for real and not be out here pretending. And if you do sample, pay the people. Respect the people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against sampling. I prefer that you make your own samples, or you figure out how to generate a system that can give you, melodies, and you flip that to make your own music, your own samples. But if you're gonna sample from someone else, you gotta pay that person, bro. That's their property. That's the CYA to cover your ass, and also to have a good name out here, because a good name goes far, bro. I think a lot of people forget that. It's not always about talent. It's about having a good name and doing good business. Because in the end, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Having a good name and doing good business, especially in this industry. Yeah. So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for this, and it's gonna happen fast, bro. This shit gonna come down super quick and swift. Yeah, pay attention. They keeping up with this these practices. You gonna see real quick what happened to you, bro. They are not playing. They getting stuff passed state by state and now the federal court. They gonna, mark my words, probably by the end of next year. Yeah, it's gonna be so clad tight out here that your shit have to be 100% legit, or you gonna have to quit. Shout out to MC Hammer. So with that, I'm Mike Venus, La Soul. Till the next time,